Guys, I'm Steve. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. If it's your first time stopping by the channel, hit that subscribe button. Trust me, you won't regret it. You'll return to subscriber. As always, guys, welcome back, and I do appreciate the support. Guys, I seen this story yesterday, and this happened a week ago, but I was reading up on it today to see if it was worth doing, and yeah, it's worth doing. And this right here is out of Richland County, South Carolina. Shout out Richland County. And it's concerning this guy right here, who's currently locked up. Ladies and gentlemen, this guy that you see up here is Marc-AnthonyCantrell, 26 years old, right? At the time of this photo. This guy, with all of this stuff on his head, has a history of mental illness. This guy was put into a mental facility to get himself right or get help, right? By his grandmother. He was put in there. This guy supposedly killed two other patients there and ate part of them. These two people over here. The one guy's name is Jared Andrea, the one with the colored hair. And the other dude is Deshae Butler. Both of these people were murdered by Mr. Cantrell. Now, the family's suing, the family of the victims are suing. And now this is just coming out. And this happened a while ago. But stuff like this, man, flying under the radar, make you think, what else is out there? Take a look at this.
His family is suing a mental health facility over the death of a 22-year-old man. According to court documents, Jared Andrea suffered from mental disabilities, and in 2023, his grandmother placed him in New Hope's Harper Street facility in Richland County after the South Carolina Department of Mental Health recommended it. In March of 2023, staff at the facility were alerted to Andrea's disappearance by another patient named Marc-AnthonyCantrell. Months later, another resident went missing, and Cantrell was caught on video removing that victim's body from the facility. Cantrell confessed to both murders and was indicted by a grand jury. The lawsuit, brought by Andrea's family, blames the facility and SCDMH for allowing, quote, a budding serial killer to be placed in a home with vulnerable adults. Since Cantrell has a violent history, law enforcement and South Carolina Department of Mental Health knew about it at the time. The defendants are being sued for negligence, gross negligence, and wrongful death. A jury trial roster meeting is scheduled for April 7th. News 2 has reached out to SCDMH for comment, and we are waiting for a response.
Now look, that's the brief news article on it, right? They still looking for information to try to catch up to this story. Now check this out. I'm looking at this article about what happened from the New York, New York Post, and it explains everything else that wasn't said in the thing. This is the title of this. Check this out. Hear no evil. Satan-obsessed budding serial killer ate the ears of two murder victims and drank one's blood, the lawsuit explains. Now he's sinking his teeth into prison time. A budding serial killer with demon horns tattooed murdered two demon horn tattoos murdered two patients at a South Carolina mental health home, then ate their ears and drank one of the victims' blood from a coffee cup, according to Gruesome new lawsuit. Ex-convict Marc-AnthonyCantrell, age 26, allegedly chowed down on Jared Andrea and Deshae Butler's ears at the Harper Street group home in Columbia, South Carolina in 2023. So he could gain their power, according to a lawsuit cited by the state newspaper. Cantrell told police that he killed Jared and Deshae because his alternate personality, Robert Baldwin, had instructed him to do so. According to the lawsuit filed by Andrea's grandmother, Peggy Andrea. After he strangled Deshae, he hit him in the head with one of the lifting weights so that he could drink from his blood, which he did for several days from a coffee cup, according to the lawsuit, which notes Cantrell was a Satan worshiper with devil horn tattoos. Peggy Andrea is suing South Carolina's Department of Mental Health for failing to protect her 22-year-old grandson, who is enrolled as in the outpatient program for mild mental health problems. Cantrell, who had previously served time for torturing dogs and setting his parents' home on fire, was on probation when he allegedly killed the men over a 5-month period in 2023, according to the paper. Cantrell, who had every telltale sign of a budding serial killer, never should have been placed in a home with vulnerable adults, the lawsuit says. The state was aware of Cantrell's living arrangements and was also aware of his violent crimes of arson and animal cruelty. Jared Andrea went missing from the group home in March 2023 and wasn't found despite a police search. Butler disappeared 4 months later, and his body was discovered in a wooded area across the street from the center. Police reviewed surveillance tapes and soon found evidence linking Cantrell to Butler's disappearance and charged him with the murder. Cantrell allegedly admitted to killing both men in a police interview and provided graphic details about the murders, including how he strangled both of them, according to the lawsuit. And an autopsy on Deshay backed up Cantrell's story of cannibalism, court papers state. Andre's body has never been found, but Cantrell allegedly said he dumped him in the trash. Columbia police have charged Cantrell with the murders of both Andrea and Butler. No trial date has been set. Cantrell is back in prison, serving out his sentence for arson, and is scheduled to be released in October of 2031. Now, what do you think about this? This guy got an arson charge trying to burn his parents' house down. They gave this guy, he got out on some type of parole or whatever, right? And now they got him in there finishing that sentence in addition to these other murder charges. Now, there's a couple of questions with this. Now, it says Cantrell. This must have been one of these houses where you can go in and out. So Cantrell was put in there. They put him in there, just staged him somewhere, and had him around people. So I guess they could come to and fro. I thought he killed him in the place. He must have killed him outside that building. I guess it's almost like a halfway house. They can go in and out as long as they come back and report at night. But either way, damn, he got devil horns on his fucking head. When I first seen the picture, I seen the scars on his face. I'm like, okay, I didn't really look at his picture. But yeah, he do got horns on his head, and he all into that alternative thinking, crazy as hell. And it's like, people, they don't really go into the criminal history of people. When they place them somewhere, they just categorize them and then send them places and stuff like this happens. They got every right to sue, because somebody like this shouldn't be out. With a warped, demented mind that makes them a danger to both themselves and other people, why do they keep putting these motherfuckers back in society? He killed 2 people, strangled them, and then ate their ears. Then it said the black dude, he was drinking his blood days after he killed him. You know how nasty that is? The guy was decomposing it. You drink. Shouldn't be in society. In fact, they need to just obliterate him. Hell, a stray dog or a dog in the street bite a human, draw blood, they put the dog down. For some odd reason, the taste of human blood, I guess they do something to the dog. Well, man's an animal too, and this guy like eating people. So what you gonna do with him? Lock him back up? They ain't gonna keep him in solitary. He gonna be back in public. He'll be back in, general population, walking around, befriending motherfuckers. You'll never know this motherfucker's a cannibal. At that. World is crazy, man, for real. I seen this story when I seen the guy with the funny colored hair. I was like, I remember that guy from a story. I remember, and then I looked into it, and then I came across this because I remember he was missing. They never found him, but this guy right here, the black dude, they found him, and this dude right here, yeah, I did it. Why would you eat their ears? What the fuck? I'm done with this. I'm Stock Market Steve for the Dynamic Reason channel. As always, like, comment, share, and subscribe. Man, there's some crazy people out here, and it's like, It seems like it's more and more of them just coming out of the woodworks. They need to really pay serious attention or start paying attention or tending to the growing rate of violent crimes by mentally ill people. Or at least do something with it where, like, you really look into these cases and study these people like y'all like studying people and say, okay, this guy's not safe to be around other people. I'm done with it. I'll see you in the next video. Take care.